when referencing sound, we can do the exact thing that we did in the lesson that we just had before, but disregard all of this arrangement stuff. So in the end, maybe, let's say I move this bit after, like that, I would have copied all of these elements like this, just in a single bar mode, just like that. See, so I would copy all the elements that were in the original song, but I wouldn't actually take care of the arrangement. I would just go on to copying everything I can hear in the song in a sense of what it is. So let's say another thing that I would have to copy right here, as we already seen that in the lesson before, is that we have that little pluck. Yeah, so I would copy that pluck also using another synth. So let's say I would take another serum. You can see I use serum quite a lot because I really like the synth, and I think as a teaching tool it's perfect, way better than others because it's quite visual, so that also helps. Just using this, I would go into the basic shapes, and let's say I also wanted to use this, something like a square, just like that. So I could do that. And add in like this. Let's see. Maybe too long. Maybe too high. I think this is going to be perfect, just like that. Like this. Okay, so. And maybe some filter on top of that. This with an envelope. Make it your own. Yep, leave it like that. So, you see I've just copied another element, and I would go on through the song just like that and just copy the elements. They don't all have to be in the same pattern, they don't all have to play well together, but it actually would be nice if they could, if they could all play together. Now, that's not always possible to have like 50 instruments playing at the same time, but sometimes it is. So it's only up to you. What we want to do with, referencing sound is actually getting all the elements that are in the original arrangement, just like I did right here. The only difference would be that now I'm not copying the arrangement the way his arrangement goes, like it starts with a kick drum, then we have a break. So I would do all of that myself. I would do my own arrangement, or maybe reference arrangement from a different track, what we will be doing in the next lesson. So I would only want to gather up elements that are in the track I want to, reference to. So if it has a chord, I'll copy the chord. If it also has a pad on top of those chords, I'll copy that too. Has that little plucky sound we just copied, I would copy that too. Pieces of the, drums that are actually in there, making up all those drums. So I would copy all the elements, have them sitting like this, and then in the end, just remove this track or just make it smaller, and then make my own arrangement, removing this, do my own arrangement. So referencing sound can be done without copying arrangement. So what we just did in the lesson before, but without copying the arrangement, but copying all of the elements that are in the song. Maybe what you could do is actually copy which elements go well together, meaning that if in this part of the track where everything plays, like right here, so right there, copy all the elements that play together right there. So you actually have like a clue how many of those are actually in that piece of the arrangement playing all together, what all elements were in that, let's say, the highest point of the song, since like right here everything plays. We have all the drums, kick, bass, the chords, we have that lead on top of the chords, so you could do that, and then on this other spot do something more minimalistic. And right there you have a good idea of, like 1, 2, 3. You have like 3 different parts of the song copied with the elements. And then this is like for the main part, and you can even mark that by clicking here, adding a locator and saying main part, renaming that locator. So you would know once you close this, that this is your main part, and another part right here that you reference, that would be the break part. And you would put all the elements that go into the break right there, and you would know how to use them even. So we would just be referencing part minus all the arrangement stuff that we did just before. So now this is a simplified version of what we did in the first lesson when referencing structure, the entire structure. So only referencing the sounds, how they go together, which of those elements actually go well together, and why, trying to understand why. And this is also a learning process. So when you do this, you actually learn about what was in there, why it was good. And when you try to recreate elements that they had in the song and you try to put them together and you see they don't go well together, you have to figure out why. By trying to figure out why, you maybe see that some of your chords are in a different octave, so not everything can play in the same octave. Maybe if in the original track we have the pad and the chords and the leads on top of it and they all sit well together, you can hear all of them, but in your version where you copied everything, you don't hear them all because they're intertwined a lot. You need to fix those problems. And maybe you figure out that too many of them are in the same octave, so you have to put your pads an octave lower and maybe your leads an octave higher, and then they all come to life. Well, that's going to be a learning experience. So this kind of practice will also make you learn certain stuff and realize certain lessons about arrangement, structure, and how things should be laid out together, why they can play together, why they can't play together, disregarding all the mixing, and production, just the elements that go well together and not.